Hello and welcome to Asianpulse Television. I am your host, Rahana Ali. Thank you for tuning into your informative and educational network. We are broadcasting from the unceded territory of Semiahmoo First Nation, Katzie, and Kwantlen First Nation. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Ukraine who are fighting back for their land and the safety of their people. Russia has started a war on Ukraine and wants to take over the country. We pray for peace in Ukraine. Happy Holi to all that are celebrating the Festival of Holi. It's also known as the Festival of Colors. Happy St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. This is a big celebration in the Irish community where everything green is worn, even the meals and the beer are green too. As of March 11th, you are no longer required to wear masks in public. However, you may still wear yours if you choose to. Masks are only required in doctor's offices, handy darts, and at the airport. You have an option to wear them on public transportation, such as buses, trains, and taxis, etc. I'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Buying or selling a house is a difficult process. Get Brent Prakash from Saba Realty Limited to find you your dream home, whether it's your first house, upgrading, or investment property. Always at your service with a fast, friendly, and honest opinion, Brent Prakash will guide you through the entire process. Get in touch with him today for a free, no-obligation consultation at 778-840-5866. I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated. I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated.
Community Outreach Pharmacy, providing in-home pharmacy services.
This includes our specialized diabetes and blood pressure monitoring program,
Free blister packing, free deliveries, and an in-home injection service throughout the whole Lower Mainland.
Call us at 604-777-5601 for more information.
If you would like to be our sponsor and want to sponsor any segment of this show, please let us know by calling the number in our credits. We have in our studio Dr. Gulzar Chima, who is our guest talking about ICON. He will explain to you what ICON is about and who it is for. Have a look.
My guest today is Dr. Gulzar Chima. Gulzar Chima has done many volunteer work, has still been doing volunteer work, as well as he has his own practice. But this time he's in our studios to talk about a South Asian Health Forum that is taking place online on the 27th. So welcome, Dr. Chima ji.
Well, thank you so much. You have been part of this program for a long period of time. This is called the Intercultural Online Health Network, and this is specifically for the South Asian community. We present this program in their own language, either it's a Hindi or Punjabi. Mostly is by the presenters will speak in Punjabi, but the simultaneously translation can be done. So this program is going to be on 26th and 27th of March. This will be from 2 to 4 p.m. and this program is going to be online only. But after the program, we are going to make sure this is on our website. So anyone who want to register for this program, they can register under, let me read it, iconproject.org. So if you go there, you can register your name, and hopefully this will be very helpful. Our topic for discussion is about stroke. How do you manage your stroke? How do you prevent the stroke? What are the causes of stroke? We have a number of presenters. Most of them, they will be speaking in Punjabi, but at the same time, as I have told you earlier, that you can actually, we can also provide translation. So stroke is very common. A lot of South Asian community members were asking for this specific program. So in the past, we have discussed about diabetes, kidney problem, and heart troubles, and we have also discussed about how to manage all of those things. But we felt very strongly that this is something was overdue. We need to go to the community and explain to them. And I think even if it helps 5 people, 10 people, even one person, I think that'll be great. In the past, we have done this program openly at the Grand Taj or many other halls, but because of the COVID-19, because of this situation,
Yes.
we are stuck. So we have to make sure that we actually meet our goals and try to reach as many as possible. So जो लोग आपका प्रोग्राम देखते हैं कमला जी, वो उन्होंने पिछली बार भी पार्टिसिपेट किया था, तो उनको जो पार्टिसिपेशन करनी है तो उनके लिए है जो अपना डिटेल है वी कॉल आईकॉन इवेंट्स. I will spell it for you, ICON events. एंड अगर आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन करानी है तो iconproject.org है, तो वहाँ जाके अपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएं. और 26 मार्च को और 27 को दिस प्रोग्राम विल हैपन एंड दिस प्रोग्राम इज़ गोइंग टू बी लाइव ऑनलाइन. एंड इसके बाद इसके बाद we will make sure this program is posted on our website.
Yeah.
And we have thousands of persons who can watch them. It's not about only the people who have suffered from stroke or they are suffering from major chronic illnesses. This is also about people who are actually providing the care, whether it's a family member or a caregiver, or anyone can watch this program and learn.
Yes, this is very important because apne log, I mean, when you look at it, how many of our own people, they have stroke, they have heart attack, and so many people die, so they don't, and that is something you don't know when you're gonna, the stroke is coming or when you will have that thing. So it's very important, but then again, like I say, because when they were planning all these things, they have been in the planning phase for a while, they didn't think we would be open up to do it inside the hall or something. So that's why it's online. So hopefully the people who can log on, and if those people that are not be able to watch and be able, that your daughter, son, daughter-in-law, whoever can log on the line and listen to that.
देखो ये प्रोग्राम सबके लिए है.
हाँ.
आइदर पेशेंट हो या पेशेंट के फैमिली मेम्बर हो, केयर गिवर हो या उनके रिलेटिव्स हों, सब वॉच कर सकते हैं एंड दे कैन ऑल लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम दिस प्रोग्राम. क्योंकि जो स्ट्रोक होता है ना, इसकी जो उसके बारे में एक्सप्लेन करेंगे कि कौन से प्री डिस्पोजिंग फैक्टर हैं, किस टाइम पर आपको 911 को कॉल करना है, जब हॉस्पिटल व्हेन यू रीच देयर फिर आपको क्या करना होता है, हॉस्पिटल एडमिशन के बाद क्या करना है, जब घर आएंगे तो रिहैबिलिटेशन के जब आप रिहैबिलिटेशन आपको मिलेगी, when you will get somebody to come and see you, or maybe you have to go back and attend the rehabilitation clinic or the stroke prevention clinic. We will provide all this information, and we will have at least about 6 speakers.
Yeah.
And those speakers are they know they will be speaking mostly in Punjabi, but there will be also translation. So मैं सबको ये रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि अगर आपके पास टाइम है, आपका कोई फैमिली मेम्बर जिसकी एज है ज़्यादा और उनको कोई डायबिटीज़ और किडनी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, हाई ब्लड प्रेशर की प्रॉब्लम है, तो आपने फैमिली डॉक्टर ने बताया है कि ये आदमी को इस लेडी को या इसको स्ट्रोक हो सकता है, तो आपके लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप वहाँ पर आएँ. ये प्रोग्राम प्रोविंस करता है फंड. मैं तो इसका वॉलंटियर हूँ पिछले 10-12 साल से. तो और भी लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं इसमें. डॉक्टर जैन आएंगे, डॉक्टर लीना जैन, डॉक्टर प्रीत चाल. सो इसमें बाकी फिजियोथेरेपी वाले भी आएंगे. तो डाइटिशियन जो कि बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, प्रीति सूरी जी, वो फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग शी हैज़ बीन पार्ट ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम. तो ओवरऑल हमारे इंचार्ज हैं डॉक्टर कैंडल हो. एंड सो ऑन 26 और 27 मार्च को 2 to 4 PM ये प्रोग्राम होगा लाइव. सो आप वॉच करें और आईकॉन प्रोजेक्ट पे जाके iconproject.org में आप साइन हो जाएं. सो we'll see you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, because you will be a presenter too.
Yes.
So we'll write the log-on number
Sure.
or the address so that people that are watching, they be able to. And this is on 26th and 27th from 2 to 4 PM. Thank you, Dr. Sabji.
Thank you so much. So I'll leave the information for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chima Ji. Now we will continue our conversation with Shanann Charania, who is a moderator and life coach. He is here to talk about his own journey from drugs, gangs, and being bullied, and how he turned his life into becoming a life coach. Have a look.
And do something with whatever they uncover inside of themselves. That's who I enjoy working with. Right now, I'm working with senior executives. A lot of them are in UK, Europe, some in America, some in Canada, CEOs, CFOs, COOs. And I find, and they've just found me because they've been referred to me because they're in a position where their life is great and they have lots of money and cars and houses, but they're feeling unfulfilled. So it's not so much about helping them grow the business. I don't help them do that because I don't know the
Because
business.
they know the business themselves,
Exactly.
right?
They're the experts in their own
because they have
business.
made all this money,
Yeah.
and they know how to run.
They know exactly what to do. They're trained in it.
Yeah.
But
But there is a void inside.
right, yeah. So I help them get grounded. I help them get some more emotional intelligence, help them become more aware of themselves. And as they do that, they can stay in the same business. Even their own business becomes more fulfilling, more creative, more satisfying for them. So most of the people I work right now is with senior execs. And then I do a lot of volunteer work. I run youth programs. I work with different various programs that are happening here in the city that work with youth. And just volunteer my time, share my story, and all the skills and training I've learned as a coach. I bring that to the kids as well. And just help them understand that, if you start young at this age and start learning about yourself instead of chasing what you think is going to be helpful or useful, then they can start to design their lives from when they're 20, 22, 24. They don't have to wait till, like I did, this at 32, 34, So that's basically where I gravitate. These two areas is filling up my lifestyle. One is working with executives, business owners, even individuals, different coaches I do. And the other area is all the volunteer work with the youth. Any chances I get with the youth, whether it's on a podcast or making a speech or going to an event, I'm always up for it and I'm happy to do.
I was going to say with coaching and counseling, this is for our South Asian community, for our brown people, us, that they are not too much used to. Because this is something when you go, it's like maybe, I don't know who your clients are, but most of them may be executives and they are not coming from our community, or they are some of them, but it's something new. And even I find, even introducing counseling to them, they say, what are they going to do? They have such a negative thought already to start off. So if I'm going to think that way, then I'm not going to get nothing. I'm sitting and wasting my time with a coach or with counseling and all that. So how do you break that cycle that, look who you are? And how did you find your coach?
That's such a good question because you're so right. In different communities, it's extremely difficult to sort of introduce this, And most people only reach out after they've suffered so much that they find no ways, like I did.
Yeah.
And what I do is that I help and try and educate people on what I've learned. So on my social media, I share a lot of that, right? Stories of myself, insights, things I've learned. And when something like South Asian community, like you touched on, which they kind of don't want to look at counseling and coaching so much, like I don't want to sit with somebody and have conversations with them. I can do that with myself kind of thing,
Right.
Or I know already. What I try to do is I try to introduce to them in a very gentle, inviting way and the best way I can, that there's never going to be a time where we can see ourselves fully. So when somebody's sitting in front of you, it really helps because they can see you. They can offer perspective that you have not had. And most importantly, they're not on your roller coaster. So if somebody's on an emotional roller coaster, for example, and I'm not attached to that emotion or success, I'm more helpful to them. It's like all the suffering that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to suffer with the world. You're actually more helpful if you're not suffering. You have more empathy, more perspective, more clarity if you're not suffering with the world. But if you go into it and you suffer with them, then both of you are stuck and both of you need help. So I try to tell people in the best way I can that Sometimes I give this silly example that we are like this. Our life is like this. My life is like this. I cannot see this. I cannot see this. I cannot see this. But you can. So you can help me point out what my blind spots are. I can never help point myself out. And this is why I continuously have coaches and mentors as well, because I'm always going to have blind spots and fears and doubts that I'm navigating through, and they can help extract my wisdom, my strengths, my resources. So that's what a value of a coach is. That's what a value of a counselor is even, that they are outside of your life, you are inside, and they can help navigate you to your own wisdom. And all of us go through anxiety, depressing feelings, down states, so it's always helpful to have somebody that can point us back to our own wisdom again.
And
So-
find yourself again.
Exactly.
Sometimes you are just lost. You think you know everything, you know how to get there. Everything you think you know, but you are not doing it and you don't know how to do it.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so those people that are watching you today, or even the kids that are watching you today, they are failing grades. They are feeling the same way like you do. Dropping out of school and getting Tim Hortons job, or maybe pumping gas or whatever, and because they have seen that much money. The minimum you can make is $15, $16 an hour. That's a lot of money for people who never seen money before. And they are not thinking that education is important for them, or they can be better or get more education and become whoever they want to. Because we all have dreams when we are growing up, whether I want to be a pilot, or whether I want to be a school teacher, or I want to be a doctor, or anything for that matter, or a bus driver for that matter. But as you grow, then all the dreams are shoved somewhere else,
Right.
and you are not focused. Other things have taken the priority, and you go along with that.
Yes.
That is temporary. So how do you bring those people back? That what is your passion? What do you want to be? You are 20 years old today. Very soon, in the blink of the eyes, you're going to be 35, 40. You're going to have family. You're going to have kids. What are you going to do? How are you going to provide for your children? Are you happy inside? Are you content with yourself that I have achieved all this goal? And learning never stops in life. We all are students
Absolutely.
all our life.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for the young that I work with, it's a little bit different than the adults that I work with. And with the adults, I've worked with 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 40-year-olds even. But with the young, I find that they have this passion, this spark is still there, right? This like ambition and drive. However, they're being influenced with so much information out there. Google, Facebook, music industry, clothing industry. What is cool nowadays?
Yeah.
It's very easy for them to get lost, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is I help them just get back to themselves, right? That's the essence of all the work I do, is that we want to slow down and get people grounded. And grounded really just means, what is your outlook on life? Like, how do you see the world? How do you see others? And how do you see yourself? There's just three categories. Because when those three categories start aligning themselves with each other, the rest is more clear. Because we get trapped, especially young people, like you said, and we get trapped in, oh, money is cool, or Mercedes-Benz is cool. Okay, now that's over, this is cool. Oh, that's over, this is cool. By the time they're on the third or fourth thing, they're lost. And the thing I find that's very similar between adults and kids is that most of us are so bombarded with the speed of life that our mind is not slowed down. And if the mind is running faster than life, what happens is all this natural system of ours internally, because we have a natural system of emotional system, right? We experience emotion, it leaves. We experience emotion, it leaves. But if our mind is running faster than life, what happens is emotion starts building up. Then their perspectives are distorted, right? And they start making bad decisions. We all do that. Every human being, when they have repressed emotion, built up emotion, we're short-fused, we get angry at little things like traffic and rain. Our relationships are going flat and disconnected. And then we look for these coping mechanisms to help us release them.
Yeah.
That could be scrolling Instagram, or it could be drugs.
Yes.
At the level of looking for an escape, they're both the same. Because you're just looking for an escape.
Addiction.
Exactly.
Whether it's Instagram is addiction, Taking drugs to calm your head down or mind
Yes.
down is addiction. Because
Yes.
some people are on it night and day.
Yes.
And I say, my goodness, don't you have anything else? Going for a walk, go for a bike ride, do whatever, right?
Yeah.
But put that phone away. But
Yeah.
they don't because they are so much hooked up to that.
Yeah.
Their lifestyle is that addiction. So those parents that you are watching youth, and I think sometimes we as a children, well, I'm adult right now, we don't have a childhood. We want to grow up. We want to skip the childhood because it's very painful. Society is very painful. School is painful. You don't have good friends. People are judging you, what kind of clothes you are wearing, what kind of shoes you are wearing, what kind of jacket or backpack you're carrying. So there are so many other things. And if you're coming from a working or middle class family, your parents are not able to provide all that. Like some parents who are wealthy, rich, they be able to do that. So they want to grow. They want to grow so fast, and they miss the childhood. And that is the best time of their life for a kid.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very important, the dynamic that happens in a household between parent and child. And I've worked with parents and families as well. And I continuously tell them, the most important thing you can do for your child is listen.
Yeah.
It's not to give them advice. It's not to tell them what's right or wrong. That's valuable. But the most important, on the top of the list, should be listening. And why that is because the generational gap is huge. Like from when my parents grew up to when I grew up, the gap is not so huge because internet was just being introduced.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if there's a 40-year-old parent and their child, they're like 6 paradigms difference,
Yeah.
Because the kids that are growing up nowadays are growing up by Facebook and Google and Instagram and what's cool. And those parents have not experienced that. So the best thing the parents can do is listen. I mean, to be honest, on a deeper level, I think the best thing any human being can do in any relationship is listen.
Yeah.
That would be the most important thing. And we're not listening. We're listening to reply, or we're listening with judgmental filters, or we listen with our beliefs and opinions. But there's a different level of listening where we're just listening in a neutral position. And if we listen deeply, there's a connection that's made, And if a parent can do that with their child, what happens is a child will go to them because they feel trusted. When there is a stressful situation, or when they're getting peer pressured, or when they're facing drugs or alcohol in school, they're going to get stressed out. And the stressed out mind is going to say, who can I go to first? Now, if you don't have a relationship with them, they're not coming to you first. They're going to the boys, or they're going to wherever they think is cool. But if you develop a relationship with them, then they'll come to you because you'll be the first person on their mind. And the best way to develop a relationship is listening non-judgmentally. And if you're listening, and if you have, the relationship is more giving advice, telling them what to do, I want you to do this, don't do that, you're pushing them away. That's not a way to get close. So when something actually goes down in their life that is uncomfortable, you're the last person they come to. And then it becomes a big problem and it's harder to solve.
What I find these days, we as parents, we start lecturing.
Yes.
I mean, the immigrant parents, especially I find, where you come from, the hardship that you had, your grandma raised you, your parents were working 2-3 jobs, they left everything, they came for you here, that their kids will have better education. So we start lecturing, compare their life with your life. Yes, we went through a lot of hardship, yes.
Thank you, Shanine. Here are some announcements that might be of interest to you. CULTA X Students Reunion 2023 in Fiji. If you are an ex-CULTA student and would like to join your classmates and friends to celebrate with them, then this is for you. Please let us know as we have limited spaces left. For more information, please contact Camilla Singh at 604-537-5123 or go to the Facebook page CULTA Reunion 2023 and register. Food drive in aid of medical treatment for Sister Noor Johan is taking place on March 27th at Fleetwood Islamic Center at Suite 209, 8484 162 Street in Surrey. It's a palau drive with chicken palau and tomato chutney for only $10 each. For tickets and more information, please call 604-716-5697. Donate Toonies for Tummies. This is a fundraiser for our children who go to school hungry. Do your part and donate to Toonies for Tummies. 1 in 3 children go to school hungry. Please donate for this cause. ICON South Asian Health Forum. This year's theme is Take Charge of Your Health, Preventing and Managing Stroke. This is a free online interactive forum that will be taking place on March 26th and March 27th from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, please email iconevents@iconproject.org. If you are organizing any events in your community and want us to promote your events, please email us at asianpulse@gmail.com. We've run out of time now, and I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I do bringing it to you. If you ever miss our shows, you can always tune in on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m., Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. All our shows are also broadcast in Calgary on Shaw Channel 10. All our shows are also uploaded on YouTube under the Camilla Singh Shows. If you would like to sponsor this show or any other shows that we bring to you, please call 604-537-5123. Before I leave, I will leave you with these thoughts. Engrave this upon your heart, that there isn't you couldn't love once you have heard this story. Melu Kaunaki. I am your host, Rahana Ali. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you all next week on the same channel and same station. In the meantime, take good care of yourself and those around you. Bye for now.